This is It's Anime. You may know my guest today from her voice work in various anime, movies, and video games. She is the voice of 13 in My Hero Academia, young Ichiro Hiko in The Boy and the Beast, Shunta Kokonose in Eldralive, Takaku Azuma in Riddle Story of Devil, Blossom in Battle Right, Silver Sable in Marvel Avengers Academy, Yoshiko Tsushima, aka Yohane, in Love Live Sunshine, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And of course, I'm talking about the lovely and talented Morgan Perry.
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm having a blast.
And so, how many times have you been to Anime Fest at this point?
My Anime Fest was actually my first con as a fan.
Really?
Yeah, Anime Fest 2013, and so it's special to be able to come back as a guest and to be able to celebrate the fandom with everyone else.
And so, I know you already did your autograph signing, and so this is your little break. I do appreciate you coming and speaking with me. I guess just let's jump right into it. So, what's it like being a rising star in the voice acting world?
Well, I mean, a rising star. That sounds very fancy.
It's
I
true.
mean, I love the people I get to work with. I've always been a huge fan of Caitlin Glass, starting with Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes.
I love
Winry.
Yes, she voices for Winry. Winry is just precious, and I loved her voice. I grew up loving her, and she reached out to me on Facebook. This was after I had a bit of work at Funimation, nothing too big, just starting out, and she gave me my first lead. She was directing Riddle Story of Devil, and she cast me as Tokaku Azuma. And yeah, it was my first lead, and she's a very stoic and heroic character. She was very fun to play. I guess the nice thing about being in this industry is the people you get to work with. And it's cool because as a fan myself, I get to work with people I look up to and that I've admired for years. So that's nice.
I would have a hard time not like nerding out every day. I would go into work and stuff was like, we're coworkers stuff. I'm like, let yourself go.
Let me hug you.
Yeah. And
no, I gotta stay professional.
I think the first role I heard you in actually was in Riddle Story of Devils. The first time I heard you, and then ended up like searching out more to see what other things you did, and found your YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, I sing.
Yes. And that was, you did a cover of Unravel, and I was just like, this is amazing because that's my favorite song. You did
Mine
an awesome
too.
cover of it. So,
Thank you.
a little off track, but still, that was
That's okay.
awesome.
The Unknown Songbird on YouTube. I started that because I really like anime songs, and I was looking for full English covers, and when I couldn't find them, I was like, I sing. I was in a girl band. I've been in a girl band before. I'm gonna try making some. If I couldn't find it, I decided I'll make one, and I did, and it surprisingly took off. I'm glad.
And have you always been interested though in acting and performing,
Yes.
singing?
Yeah, I don't think I'd be where I am today if it wasn't for the training I had when I was younger. I've always had a love for acting and singing, and I joined a performing arts company when I was 14, and I focused more on vocals, on my singing. I joined a professional girl band. We traveled all over America, and so I had vocal performance experience. I put on concerts, and as far as acting, I've always been a part of my school's theater department, and I did acting within the performing arts company I was a part of. I directed shows, I cast for shows, I acted as a stage manager at one point, because I just want to be a part of the performing arts. I love every part of it, every aspect, and so I've done it all.
Sounds like it. Like, it sounds like you should have your own company at this point.
I mean, that'd be cool.
No, maybe in the future.
Who knows?
So is that also like what drove you to go into voice acting?
Ooh, it's a funny story because I've been an anime fan since I was a kid, starting with Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, and then I got back into it with Fullmetal Alchemist when I was my freshman year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 2007. Right? And that's when I really started to realize voice acting is a thing. There are actors behind those voices. And I never really put two and two together. And, years later, 2013, my first convention, I'm a believer in Christ, so
No,
I'm a Christian. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on
No,
this interview
go
or
ahead.
not,
No,
but
no, I am too. Yeah, go ahead.
cool beans. Well, I felt the Lord telling me this was where I was supposed to be. And I wasn't sure what that meant at the time. I was like, cool, I love conventions. I'd love to do this all the time. But then I was like, how can I make a living with this? I was in the process of leaving my other job. And so I was like, what am I going to do to survive in the world? And the Lord led me to an anime convention, Anime Fest 2013. And then, just like the next day, I was on Facebook of all places, and I saw that Todd Habercorn was having his own convention called HaberCon. Isn't that great? And I was like, I want to meet Todd. I'm a fan. And so then I read his post further, and it said that there was going to be a voice acting competition. And I was like, Lord, is this you? You know, because I was still in the process of like thinking, what am I going to do with my life now that I'm leaving this job? And you know, I felt such a calling when I came to Anime Fest. I was like, but I don't know what this means. And then here I am reading this Todd posting about this. And then I read further, and it said if you win this voice acting competition that he's putting on, you get an audition at Funimation. And I was like, all right, Lord. I like, you know, and it says, you know, testing the Lord, you know?
No,
I'm like, all right, Lord, like if this is what you want from me, because I love acting. I've been wanting to do that for a long time, and part of the reason I left my other job was because I wanted to pursue more of acting. And so yeah, I was like, all right, I'll take this as a sign. If I win this competition, I'll know that's where you want me to be. If I don't, that's okay. You know, part of me was like, I really hope, but it's okay if that's not it, you know? And I won. And then I got my first audition at Funimation, and then they kept calling me back for other auditions, and some I would land, some I wouldn't. And you know, that's the industry, you know? It's 90% auditioning, and you know, it's more auditioning than work. So,
I don't think, like, at least as like a fan, I don't think I'm the opposite way in terms of how I thought about it. I would think it's more like 80% work and then like 20% auditioning kind of thing. But that's just because you just hear a lot of the same voice actors and actresses in the roles, and so you're like, oh, well, there must be all the time. But it's like, no, people audition and they get picked.
Right, and the thing is, like, I mean, now with broadcast dubs, sometimes we don't even audition. We get cast because the directors know our voice. For My Hero Academia, I was a fan before I got cast in it. I didn't audition for it though.
What?
Yeah, they held auditions. Yeah, they held auditions, and I didn't get asked to audition. And so, not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed because everyone was talking about, you know, how they were auditioning for it, and I was like, I didn't get an audition, but that's okay because I was a huge fan. And 13 doesn't show up till episode 9, and so it took a while. You know, I was watching the anime, watching the dub, supporting my fellow actors, and then I got a message saying, hey, can you record with Colleen? And I was like, she directs My Hero Academia. I really hope it's for My Hero. It might not be, and I can't get my hopes up, but I'm really hoping. And then I went in, and it was for My Hero, and it was for 13, and I'm forever grateful for that because it's a show I'm in love with and a character I'm in love with.
It's one of my favorite shows on right now, and I think I've been doing the broadcast dub also, and I'm only one episode behind now, but it's such a good show. Like, are we going to see more 13?
I hope so. They didn't die. They didn't die in the first season like people thought. Oh, whoops. Spoiler alert. 13 is not dead.
Well, you already kind of told me a little bit about the, because you were a member of performance art group, and so you said you were also a member of a girls band.
A girl band, yeah. It was a Christian girl band, and we sang, we danced. It was pretty legit, actually. Yeah, we did a show in Tennessee once, and I think that was the most fun. Yeah, it was great. Traveled all over America.
I have to ask, what was y'all's name?
Oh gosh, we have, okay, I don't know if I want to say because we have a few music videos out there with Daystar Television.
Oh yeah.
And they're cute and they're really cheesy. Really cheesy. They're for kids.
And so that's why you don't want to say because the internet exists.
Yeah, because I don't want anyone to Google and be like, that's what her hair used to look like. Ew. You know? I should have never gotten my hair done like that.
I mean, it's funny because
haircut.
I was going to actually ask you, before when I was asking you if you do the interview,
Yeah.
I really wanted to say when I saw that you had been in a band, I was like, Are there cheesy videos out there of you that you don't want people to
and
see?
They aired on Daystar Television, and I don't know. I wish I would have known how to do my makeup better.
Okay.
I don't know.
Since you,
I'm a little embarrassed by it. It wasn't bad. It was a good band, but I just kind of want to put it behind me now. Move forward.
How long did y'all perform though? How many years?
Gosh.
Or
5 years, 4 or 5 years.
oh, there's got to be stuff out there.
Yeah. There's a few like I don't know. I guess indie films. I guess you could call them, but I'm not gonna tell you the names of any of them.
Okay.
It's a secret.
I'll move on then. I'll
I mean, if
ask
you do enough research, you might be able to find out because there's still bits and pieces. There's clues out there.
I'll ask you after the interview. Okay, a lot of people don't know this or might not know this, that you and your sisters are triplets.
Yes.
What's that like growing up as a triplet?
I was the black sheep of the group. I was the oddball. So I was always picked on, both at school and at home, by my sisters. They were super popular growing up, so childhood was a little rough. But they would always pick on me and, tell me, like, you're wearing that. Ew, your hair is just awful. No. And, I grew up with that every day. And that hit my self-esteem real hard. So, yeah, and I was already a quirky, weird kid, so an outcast.
Who's the oldest, I guess? Because you're triplets, but who
Yeah.
was born first? Because I know usually that matters in a way.
I guess so. I mean, let's just say I'm the youngest of the trio. I came out last. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to be treated like the kid and
I
baby
guess
of the
so.
family.
Yeah.
Have you inspired any of your siblings to go into performing art or voice acting?
We're all
anything?
completely different. The oldest triplet, I don't know if I should say their names. I don't know if they
up
want
to
me
you.
to give their names publicly, but the oldest triplet, she is in the Air Force.
Oh,
Yeah, and so she's pretty hardcore. The middle triplet, she was always the rebel growing up, but now she's a mom, and she's a workout junkie, I guess. Is that what they call them? People that work out a lot, eat healthy, and I'm like, girl, how do you do it? Like, I'm the opposite. But I was always the it sounds weird to say it. The goody two shoes. It sounds weird saying that. I was one that actually went to church.
Yeah.
They were like to get the middle triplet to go to church. My mom had to pay her, and I'm like, I found that out later. I was like, you were paid to go to church, Mom? Why didn't you give me money? Like I went willingly.
Did she at least make her tie that in to the church though?
You know what? I don't think so.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I'm the baby of the family, and kind of the same sense that you're saying. I was the goody two shoes type of person, but I was responsible compared to my older sisters. I have 3 older sisters. Did yours ever hit you? Did y'all fight?
Yes. Oh my gosh, it was awful. Yeah, growing up was rough. I mean, now we're cool. We're cool now. We get along. We're chill, and now I can talk about anything with them. We're tight now, even despite the older triplet not living in the state anymore. Yeah, we're cool, but growing up it was rough. I was bullied a lot because I was the weird triplet, and they were popular, and so of course they didn't want to be seen with me around them. Childhood was rough, but things are good now, so it's all good.
I mean, you have adoring fans everywhere, so you're like, I'm popular now.
Nah. I mean, I really appreciate all the fans' support and love, because I didn't get that growing up. Man, we're getting deep here.
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm going too deep into the rabbit hole.
No, it's okay. I tend to be really open, and I have to end up holding myself back because I don't want to reveal too much about myself.
And I don't want to prod and try to say, if you weren't doing voice acting, what do you think you'd be doing as a career?
Singing. Something with the performing arts. Voice acting is acting, and so if I wasn't acting, I know I'd just be singing. But right now I'm doing both, which is great. If I wasn't doing either, I cannot picture myself doing anything else. And that's the thing. That's how it should be with any actor or artist. If you can picture yourself doing anything else, do that instead, because you have to really be fully committed to the performing arts if you're gonna make it into a career. You have to fully be in love with it, because it's hard. If if your heart's not in the right place, if you want to be an actor specifically for the money or the fame, then don't do it, and I fully respect the arts, and I want to be legit,
I respect that. That's like deep and actual good advice, actually, because it seems like it's something that you love doing, and like if you're doing something you love, then it's not even like a job in a way. It's just makes you happy every day. Who's your favorite character that you've voiced? I think I know, but
oh gosh, I have a few, but I mean the one I like to talk about the most is Yoshiko from Love Live Sunshine. She's very quirky. I love her, and I love her story, and I love her character. In episode 5, you really get to see her true self, and at one point she feels like she needs to box up that true self, that what she wants to be, and then Chika convinces her, like, no, be your true self, be your shining self. That's what she says, and basically encouraging her to be who you want to be. It doesn't matter what other people say, we support you. And I love that message. I love Yoshiko so much. And another favorite character is Tokaku from Riddle Story of Devil, because she's a strong female character, and I love that. She's stoic and heroic, and she's so cool. And if I were to cosplay as any of my characters, it'd probably be her. Blood splatter and all. That'd be so legit though, right?
Yeah,
just to wear her uniform and have the blood splatter, to have the weapons, and I think that'd be super cool.
I wonder if anyone would notice that, like, if you don't tell anyone that you're cosplaying or anything, you just go out in the crowds and stuff. Well, do you think anyone would stop you, like, oh my God, it's Morgan?
Nah, no one would notice me. No one would recognize me, I don't think.
You should try it sometime to see.
Maybe I can do the voice. Very fun.
I have to say, like, the two of my favorite characters that you've done, because you always play stoic characters, and like Aki in Barakamon, I can't pronounce
Oh
it.
yeah, Barakamon.
Yeah, like
Aki.
I was like, God, he's this like kid, but he's so cool.
He's a pretty cool kid.
Yeah, and then Yuji in Shonen Maid.
Yeah, Shonen Maid.
He's another like young kid, but he's like
I love him.
Grown, basically.
He's
and
very
like,
mature for his age,
yes.
and he's pretty sassy. I like him. I like the lines I got to read for him, and I like how he's always messing around with Chihiro, and it's so that was another fun role.
Yeah.
And I got to work with Caitlin on that show as well, and I love Caitlin Glass. She's she's one of my favorite directors, and every time I get to work with her it's a blessing.
And that is a great show. If you haven't seen it, I recommend that. Shonen Maid. I was hooked on that, so
It's super
watch
cute
it.
and funny.
And okay, so you told me that you really love My Hero Academia. You were like a big fan of that. You're glad that you were chosen to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what's it like voicing in My Hero Academia?
It's a lot of fun. Oh gosh, did I tell the story of how I told the story already. Yeah, I told you guys how I got the role of 13. Yeah, and I'm super blessed to be a part of it. I'm so thankful, because it's such an encouraging show. And in all honesty, I wasn't sure. My friend Alejandro Saab, he read the manga, and so he was a fan beforehand. And when the word got around that we had the show and we were going to dub it, he was like, yeah, and I was like, what is this? And then I started watching it, and I was like, this is awesome. And then from then on, I was like, oh, I hope I get to be in it. I hope I get to be in it. And I didn't get an audition, and so I was really discouraged. So for the next few weeks, I was just like, oh, I really want to be in it. I didn't get an audition, but that's okay. I am happy for everyone else who's a part of it. And it's still a great show, and the dub is awesome. And then I got called in to record for it, and I was just like, yes. Oh, it makes me so happy.
And it's an amazing show. Like I said, I hope we get more 13 here in the future, but I don't know if I don't want to spoil anything either. All right, so I guess it's time for our lightning round, which is just
okay.
like a couple of quick questions. All right, so what song makes you jam out every time you hear it, like no matter where you are?
A lot of anime songs because I'm a fan, and so Unraveled was definitely one of them. Departure from Hunter x Hunter, that's another good one.
And that's another one you've covered.
I have.
So-
I covered the full English version. I adapted all the lyrics to English and sang it, and I'm really proud of it because there's a lot of passion that goes into that. And I have certain goals I want to meet whenever I do an English cover. It's got to be the full version. It's not going to be the TV size 1 minute 30-second version. It's going to be the full version because as a fan, that's what I want. And so I was like, if I'm going to make it, it's got to be the full version. And I'm picky about lyrics. It's got to rhyme. It's got to hit every syllable. It's got to be like the original. It's got to hit every syllable like it does in the Japanese. And it's hard to write lyrics like that. It's so hard, but I strive to, set those goals and I want to make something I'm proud of. And so, yeah.
God, like, you're inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
You're like, yes! Like, you could actually
Oh, fired up.
you could actually be a character in, like, My Hero Academia. Like you're inspiring. I'm like, I need to go do something right now.
Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, let's take on the world.
What's your favorite color?
Royal blue. I love that color. And
It's not as cool as purple, though. Like,
okay, I do like purple too. Yeah, both, and they go nicely together. Royal blue and purple, and green. Ooh, those three colors look nice together. I think color combination. That's my favorite.
I'll have to try, like, look at that. I have never pictured that really.
Yeah.
Royal blue, purple, and green. Okay.
Hey, that looks nice.
And now to tie it all back to My Hero Academia, if you lived in My Hero Academia world, like universe, what would your quirk be?
Okay, so I've always loved fire types. Pokemon, I always got a fire starter. And so, some sort of fire power. Not like Bakugo. Bakugo's a jerk. I mean,
He's cool too, in a way.
he's cool, he's pretty strong and, hardcore, but he's so mean, I don't like him.
He has redeeming qualities, though. You can see he's a good person deep down.
Way deep down.
He's just ambitious. There we go.
Yes. But he tears other people down
True.
with his ambition,
True.
and that's why I'm just like, But, I mean, yeah, back to the quirk, I would have some sort of, like, I don't know, fire breath or something, or just, I want to be a firebender.
That'd be awesome.
I would be a good firebender.
I think you'd burn stuff down.
Maybe. But not to hurt people, I would be on the good side. I want to help people. So, rescue, I want to rescue people. So.
Alright, I guess that's all the questions I have. Is there any question that, like, you would like to be asked that no one's ever asked you before?
Not that I can think of. I don't know.
Alright, well, I'm Willie. This has been It's Anime. I really do appreciate you taking time and letting me interview you. Like,
Thank
it's
you.
an honor to have you as the first guest on It's Anime. So
Cool.
it's
Thank you
great.
for having me.
Thank you. So is there anything you want to plug, like your YouTube channel or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at @TheMorganBerry. I'm also on Instagram at @TheMorganBerry and Facebook. I have a Facebook page at @TheMorganBerry. It's all pretty much the same. But my YouTube is called The Unknown Songbird. And so if you just type that in the search bar, it should come up. I do full English covers of songs from anime shows. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy.
And what is the best way for fans to get you at their cons?
To email the cons and be like, hey, we want Morganberry to be a guest. Because like a vampire, I cannot come unless I'm invited. Voice actors are like vampires. I've heard this. I believe Ayu first said that, and she's very right. We are like vampires. So we have to be invited to the con. So you guys have to reach out to the convention. You can't come to me and be like, hey, I want you at this con, because I have no control over that. I'm gonna be like, I would love to, but they have to invite me there. The con staff has to invite me, and guest relations. And so make sure you guys email any and all cons. Be like, hey, we want Morgan Berry.
You heard it here first. voice actors are vampires.
We are vampires.
Alright, well, this has been It's Anime. I'm Willie.
Morgan Berry.
Thanks for watching. I'm sorry, I'm a laugher.
That's okay. It's all good in the. It's all